So we're back with the final 9 holes of the tournament. Blaer started super hot, birding each of the first 4 holes. But it's still anybody's game since we're almost tied up. Bert is 1 behind Blaer and 1 behind Bert. So for the last 9 holes, they're, I guess, even a little bit more difficult than the front 9. We have a little longer holes, a little more tight holes. So anything can still happen, especially in the last 3 holes. There is a good chance to make up some shots. When we were practicing and warming up for this round, I asked Blaer what was his target on the last round, and he said that he wanted to play 51, which is 8 under par, and he's well on pace for that. So this one was a new addition to the course for this tournament. It's a really difficult gap to hit down there. You have to kind of throw super low around this big tree. This is a perfect line now. It's around this huge tree that catches discs. I heard some of the locals saying that this tree is like an Ed Sheeran song, super catchy. Yeah, that's lame, but you know, it really is. We had on the second round a junior player in our group, Joe O'Brien. He actually got a lost disc inside that tree. So me and Bert, we both went too low. Kind of are there in the open, so we'll have a kind of a look. Bert has maybe 25 left uphill. That actually was a really nice shot. It almost went in. And I have maybe 5 less, like 20 meters putt or something. And I really felt like I had a chance. Maybe it was only like 15 meters or so, but I went on top of the basket, so not quite. And Blaer, he's absolutely parked. That was the best shot on that hole I saw all week. But yeah, he has a really smooth backhand drive and works perfectly on this kind of 100, 110 meter holes. So now he's 2 ahead of Bert, and we go for well, this hole should suit me very well because it's a kind of a nice right hand forehand hyzer, maybe a little flip over. Blaer tried to go on the right side of that huge tree. I'm going from the left side with my sidearm. Kind of goes too long. There is an OB pretty close to the basket, and I was a little bit afraid that it might be OB, but it actually did stay in bounds. Bert goes with the power forehand. It's a little bit too overstable and went to the right of the basket. And Blaer, this guy has no nerves. He went for the basket from there, maybe 30, 40 short. And then, of course, he nails his putt. And I have a similar 10 meter putt uphill from the OB's edge there. I knew that I need to start making these if I still want to have any chance. And I did. And Bert had the scary putt downhill with the OB just behind the basket. On the next hole I did manage to birdie on the second round, but now with my ankle I didn't dare to take proper run up, so I was hoping that I would just hit the gap and have a long putt. Because this is just 100 meters, but it's really uphill. You have to throw really hard. And unfortunately I couldn't really throw really hard. This is one of those holes that doesn't actually have a tee pad, but it's on a road, so it's fine. It actually worked pretty nicely. Bert was nice looking, but too high. It's pretty damn difficult to get to that green. Especially the backhand, you have to be low, but you have to be high, because you have to be close to the ground. But the picture doesn't really do justice to how steep that hill is. Probably need like a 125 meter, 130 meter shot to get to the basket here. On the second round I did park the hole. It was a perfect sidearm. And almost, but not quite. So maybe I had like 60 or 70 meter putt there. It looked closer, but it was way outside the center. I actually remember that I had several of those on that round. So this is a real par 4. I like this, that with a short shot you have a lot of space to land your shots. If you go for a longer shot, the hole kind of narrows into a little gap there at maybe 130, 140 meters. I'm just going for like a 100 meter sidearm hyzer, so I'll should have an easy look. And Blaer is going for about the same position that I am. Not quite to the gap because it's really narrow there, so you want to have a little bit further. Bert is definitely going for the gap. It doesn't quite flip over enough, and actually first with the OB on the left, just maybe 2-3 meters more to the left from there would have been an OB fence. Then it's like a flex sidearm, and you can't really see from this picture, but it's a really low ceiling, so you have to go for a really low shot. Mine is just like the highest possible you can throw it. I had a really good shot, but unfortunately skipped a lot on the road and went way far. I still do have a putt though. Again, one of those outside the circle putts. Blaer first for his putt from similar distance. Not quite. He was first thinking if he should go for it or not, but it did. And I have to go hyzer around the tree, and again I hit the top of the basket. Too many of those. Had looks on almost all of the holes there. So now, at this point, I think we somehow counted wrong, and we were thinking that Bert is just one behind Blaer and one ahead of me, and then we kind of kept counting it wrong the whole time, and was actually even wrong in the live scoring online. This is a distance for me that I really don't know how to throw. It's about 100 meters and a little bit downhill, so it's not really a driver shot, and it's not quite enough or long, like it's not short enough for me to do a mid-range. I went for a F5, and it's a pretty good shot, but it hit the last tree there and then left me again with about a 15 meter putt. Bert is perfect. That hit the exact line that you want to go on this one. He's parked. Blaer didn't get to the basket, but he has a really nice upshot. Almost going in. So maybe I had 12 meters. That was a bad putt. That was one of those air balls that you... I like to think that I don't miss like that too often. And Bert's tap-in birdie. That was a nice shot. So now it is the situation that we thought it would already be. So we thought that at this point that Blaer and Bert were tied, and we're counting like that until the end. But it happens with live scoring, you know, it's easy to make little mistakes. This one is a really nice hole. Super narrow gap until that huge tree that is lighted there. You can see it illuminated there in the sun. And after that it's about another 35 meters or so. Didn't really see what happened to mine because it's kind of didn't go on the way all the way to the gap. Blaer is perfect. Everybody's clapping for the second it leaves his hand. That's perfect shot. That right there was our TD's Seamus Scanlon. Really nice guy, hosting a good tournament. Actually hosting me for the weekend as well. So thanks again. So Blaer was perfect. He was there on the gap to get to the basket, and Bert actually was as well. And they're both just next to the basket. Now I know that I need to make one of these long putts. And I do. That was a good putt. Another one of those outside the circle ones. So everybody ended up birdieing this. I actually managed to get a 2 on this in practice, and I'm sure that it's definitely doable in a tournament. But it's a legitimate par 4, because, you know, you kind of have to, I guess, be lucky at the end to actually get to the basket. Another pretty narrow gap, especially at the end. Kind of goes uphill to the left in the end. It was really funny. On the first round I came to this tee and I said that I have no recollection of playing this tee. Apparently I have missed this in practice. I have gone straight from 15 to 17. That looks perfect. You don't quite see at the end, and we didn't see it either, so we didn't know if it skipped up the hill on the left in the end or not, but it did. It was parked. Blaer's flipped over a little bit and looked kind of scary. It might have gone over the fence again on the right out of bounds, but it kicked back to the fairway, and he was able to get it pretty close to the basket from there with his upshot. Bert with a long look, and almost the same as on hole 1. Not quite getting it. And that was one of my better shots of the tournament. That's really not an easy gap to hit. So 2 holes left and pretty close still. Blaer is in the lead, Bert and me are 1 behind. This is kind of similar hole to number 4. Steep downhill, narrow gap. For me at least feels easier with the sidearm, but I went slightly too high and then it hit one of those early trees, and then I had a really tough shot for the second one. I thought I got it to the basket, but I hit the last branch that I didn't really think it was on the line, so I had a pretty scary putt, but I managed to take it. And Blaer actually went out of bounds here. You couldn't see, but there's a fence maybe 10 meters behind the basket, and he went out of bounds long. But of course, with the gallery watching already, he did get that putt in to save for a 3. So now I knew that I was 1 behind, so I had to go for this. It was a tough hole for me. It's 105 meters, way uphill. It's really steep, so I have to throw like 120 meter shot at least. So I went a little too much Annie and touched one of the early trees, and then the disc veered to the right and ended up in between the cars, like 35 meters to the right of the basket. But I knew that because both Blaer and Bert hit one of the early trees that they couldn't make more than a 3, so I had a chance here to force playoff. If I could make this. This was so close. But not quite enough. Bert had to settle for a bogey, so he was 3rd. And Blaer got his par. He saved the par from far away and managed to take the victory. So congratulations to Blaer, and thanks for everybody for organizing a great tournament, and thanks for Rory Black for the filming and Marty for the edit.